Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T95, the Doom Turtle. It's a tier 9 American tank destroyer. It's located on the south spawn of Cliff, and this one is under the command of danijjjel, or at least I think that's how you pronounce it. You'll have to keep correcting me, I suppose. Game on. Well, as you may know, this one was actually designed to knock down the Siegfried line, but it didn't get completed by the time they actually needed it, and it became superfluous after that. It's a monster of a tank, a really, really big tank, 91 tons, or nearly 92 tons in weight, and danijjjel has only just woken up. You can see two sets of tracks, but actually it's one set of tracks, but the other set goes outside the first one. And basically the vehicle is basically two designs melded into one. The original design was the T28, then it changed its name, then it changed it back again, and finally it was terminated. There exists only one of these actually now. It's the world record holder for the hide and seek competition, because this thing got lost in a field and nobody knew it existed for a long time, and then obviously somebody discovered it in a bush, hiding there, and now it's been restored and it's in perfect condition. It's a very unusual vehicle indeed, and although in the game it can have a 155mm main gun, as you can see there, 750 alpha, 276mm of pen with standard ammo, and with the premium ammo 320mm. The fact is, when it was designed, it was only designed to have a 105mm main gun. Yeah, nothing bigger than that. There was two prototypes. Oh, Gorilla on a mission, and he get a high roll for 888, but I think the Gorilla suddenly realised, oops, that was a bit of a boo-boo. He might try and fire in our direction. Yes, he did, and he missed. I think he lost sight of us temporarily, but that was a big hit for danijjjel. That guy really did make a huge mistake driving forward the way he did. Okay, selected the HE round because, of course, the Gorilla has no armor on the actual vehicle other than, of course, the hull of a Panther tank, and basically hitting it with HE is devastating because the crew will virtually certainly die. Or at least they'll be severely injured, because of course they're all outside the vehicle, not inside it. Well, the driver is anyway. Oh dear, that's a good one. The Kunstpanzer said, I'll do what the Gorilla did. And what happened? Yes, he's blown up, and now this E50M is suddenly realizing, oops, I made a mistake as well. What a mistake to make. We're not loaded, but we will be momentarily, and the E50 suddenly decided, oops. Well, 702 hit points. He didn't kill him, but he did virtually wipe him out. So that's basically three tanks that he's kind of neutralized, I suppose, but he hasn't killed them all yet. But the Kunstpanzer just drove straight into it. Must have thought, well, if the Gorilla can do it, I can do it. No, it didn't work out that way. You can see the Gorilla is hiding behind that rock. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's desperately trying to stay alive. If he comes out from behind that rock, he is going to be dead very quickly. Even though he's got 900 hit points, I think the fact that others can see him means that, yes, he is likely to incur the wrath of several players all at once. So what can I tell you about this? It was the heavy tank number T28 in 1944. That was its original name. Then it became the super heavy tank T28 in 1945. And it also became the T95 at one point. That's when it had the two-track solution. So basically, Wargaming have it in the game as two different tanks, but it is actually just one tank with a set of tracks that can actually come off at any time and can be moved elsewhere. There's a very interesting video, if you look it up on Sophie Line's channel, where she actually was there when they put the tracks on to the T28, and of course she also climbed all over the thing so you can actually see it, and inside it as well. So if you want to have a good look at that vehicle, then that's the way to do it, because it is very fascinating, because it is such a unique craft. Well, the Gorilla's just taken a hit. He's on fire and he's gone. So he's out the game now, and that means we can move forward, because he was the only hindrance, because he could do some serious damage to danijjjel, but not anymore. He's out the game. Okay, that's the Death Star. Oh, he's on fire as well. danijjjel got the shell into the engine bay, and he's well alight. He's still going. Even after all these seconds, he's still burning, and finally leaves him on just 303 hit points. Now, it's got a very narrow arc of firing, but you can see that even with that narrow arc, it's got great protection in the form of those extra tracks. Kind of stick out and protect the craft. Oh! Now, we didn't expect that, but the enemy TVP T5051 is just around the corner. Managed to get a shot into our object 257, and he's out of the game. So at the moment, danijjjel is side on, and that's quite a dangerous position to be in, because he's actually showing his side to the enemy, but he needs to get over here so that he can get shots on the Death Star at the right moment. Okay, there's only 3 left on our team, 4 left on the enemy team. There's been a lot of action going on just around the corner. On our team, we've got the Shure Future 4, the M53, M55, and of course danijjjel's T95. Shure's just around the corner. I think he's hiding from the Death Star. He's just in that spot there. Now, if we push forward, and now we're going to have to, because the T30 is coming over to try and kill the Shure Future 4. I can't decide if the Shure's up or if he's... No, he is up. He is up. He just shot down on the T30. I thought for a second he was low, but he's actually high. He's up on the cliff edge, right on the edge. And I think he's trying to see the Death Star. Even in this game, this brief game, danijjjel's already picked up 3,800 hit points of damage and blocked almost as much. That's a blind shot, but he just wanted to use the push mechanic. That's why he backed up. And I think he can now move. The TVP's coming up behind him. The Shure Future is probably reloading. If we get the Death Star now, we can turn around and between us deal with the enemy. Okay, he's got the side. Can he get it? Go for the turret. He's going for the lower plate. Oh, he gets him anyway. And now that we've got the TVP just above us. Hello, Mr. TVP. No, he's wagging at him saying, no, you're not doing that to me. So now the enemy's in a bit of a pickle, because the Shure Future 4 is now unloading onto the TVP. And I think we can go around the corner. The TVP's trying to engage the Shure. He is a one-shot, the Shure. And unfortunately, he does go down to the TVP, but can we get a shot? Well, he's gone a bit further on the donut, so no shot at the moment. But remember, we've got an Arty in play as well. So the enemy team's also got an Arty, the same Arty, an M53, M55. Now, guy's going into the corner, and that's good, because that will give him some protection, because the enemy Arty doesn't know precisely where he is. For that matter, we don't know where the enemy Arty is. I'd say it's a very heavy tank. It's also very slow. Only 20 kilometers an hour maximum speed. And yeah, he's trying to kill our RTs. Got to the cap area. But this could work out very badly. He just got hit by our M53, who unfortunately goes down afterwards. But he did get a big hit, and now the TVP is basically a one-shot. Well, Big Alpha, of course, he was a one-shot for a long time, but if we can get to the edge here now, we can get a shot on that TVP. and remove him from the game, and that just leaves the Arty left. Now the question is, can we spot him? Our view range is 380 meters. Okay, we knocked the tree down, which means he can see us. The question is where. He fires into the bush, the most logical place that he would be, but he wasn't there. Can't see him at the moment. Oh, there he is. He's over there, and he hit us on the gun, and he's unloading his shells, but he's not getting anywhere. This will. And yes, he's out the game, and that means now it's Arty versus T95. And here's the the M53. Hello, Mr. M53. Your time is up. Yes, he's trying to run away. In fact, that's all he can do under the circumstances. He does have a faster speed than we do, and we're not going to be able to catch up with him. He's going to the enemy cap, to our cap rather. That's probably not the best thing for him to do. The best thing for him to do would just be to keep running around the map in such a way as that we can't shoot at him. So he needs to stay just round the cliff edge of the bowl and go running around the outside. And there he is. Oh, he's made a bit of boo-boo there. Good night. Oh, he missed! Well, that's amazing. He missed there, but don't come down. Wait for it, and another one will come along in a few minutes. Yes, he's not a bus, but no, he knows what the situation is. Okay, now we've got the same height, and he does hit us with a round, but he's about to go, and that is the end of the game, and victory for danijjjel. Well, so many other players would have got that wrong, but danijjjel didn't in the end, and it got him a first ace tanker in the T95 on the cliff map. You can tell it's the first one because it's got the scrolls underneath. You only get that the first time. He got a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. Fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He managed to get 9. And he got a win ace of 7,239, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he did get the highest damage in the game, but he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he didn't get the high caliber. 4,996 hit points of damage went to danijjjel, even though most of the game he spent facing just 4 enemy vehicles, well, not more than 4, but mostly just 4 tanks. He managed that the second highest damage in the game turned out to be the Shure MV7X on his own team, 4,082 hit points. And the third highest damage in the game turned out to be the enemy TVP T5051, who made a dreadful mistake trying to engage him at long range with his medium, because he was unloading his shells one by one. But of course, he gave danijjjel the opportunity to get a nice clear shot at him and wipe him out with 1 round. Of course, TVPs don't have much armor, so the shell was bound to go through him and devastate him. He picked up a top gun in that game. When it came to kills, yes, it was the TVP got 6 kills in the game. 4 kills went to danijjjel, 3 kills went to the Shure MV7X and the Object 140 on his team. And when it came to base XP, we can see it was danijjjel who got that one as well. So technically, he's got 2 out of 3 in this one. 1,382 went to danijjjel, 1,180 went to the Shure MV7X, and 883 went to the Object 140, with our Arty getting a Confederate in that game for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, and a very decent amount of damage there for Kisemba Joe. If we look at the detail, he only fired 10 rounds in the entire game. 7 direct hits on the enemy, 7 penetrations. So yes, he missed 3 times, but boy, did he do some damage with the shells that did hit. 4,996 hit points of damage in total. 394 of that were at more than 300 meters. I think that was the shot on the TVP. 5 hits received, only 2 hits by way of splash damage, but 4 non-penetrations in that game. So yes, the frontal armor on this thing is very, very strong indeed. You need to hit specific points in order to make it go through. Most of those, the cupolas. If you can hit the right cupola in the right spot, which is normally on the left side, you should actually aim for, not the one on the right side. Well, that's the most obvious one. but it's the left-hand side one which is much more obvious. If you ever look at the vehicle straight on, or if you go to danijjjel and look it up, you can see there is a definite cupola halfway along, which is very visible and very easy to get the shell into, much more easy than the other side. Now, he blocked damage of 1,780 hit points, 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and on a premium count, he actually earned 39,988 credits profit. He got 25 bonds for a mission achievement and 2,073 experience points altogether. He said this was his first ace on this speedy tank. Yes, it is a speedy tank, isn't it? In fact, there's actually a new tank out there called the Zoom Turtle. If you actually get all the right modifications to the vehicle, you can actually make your T95 go like a little, well, not like a pocket rocket, but it's a lot faster than it used to be in the past. But you've got to remember, this thing crawls along, so you're not really supposed to chase your target. What you're supposed to do is pick a spot where the target has to come to you, or that you can lord it over the target, as danijjjel did in this case, where he can actually get a shot at long range and take out the enemy. If that TVP had been clever, he would have actually stayed outside view range, watching what the T95 was doing, and then shooting every now and then at a weak spot by actually maneuvering around him. And what the Arty could have done, or should have done, is drive away in such a way that he could stay outside the sights of the T95 by staying underneath the indefilade. So if he'd actually had the cliff working against him, he would have to come down the cliff, by which point the M53 M55 could have run away, because of course he does have the speed to actually get out of the way of the T95. But it would have been possible for the RT to avoid actually getting hit and then being able to shoot at danijjjel and still keep him reset for a draw. But he didn't do it, and unfortunately that's why danijjjel won, you see, because he was smarter, he knew exactly what he needed to do, and he did it. So really great game there by danijjjel. His first ace tanker on a T95. Congratulations. I hope you enjoyed the replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.